Humans are insane. When the human race was first recognized by the Galactic Council, not much was thought of them. Basic tolerance to both heat and cold, and a decent power-to-weight ratio. The only thing mildly impressive about them was that they were one of the few non-apex predator species to rise to sentience much less to the space age. However, in saying that they were considered a species lacking in any amounts of honor. A death of even one of their leaders would spark a war of succession lasting for years. In a sense, they are certainly not the worst species in the galaxy, but they are a far cry from the best. The Taraxi were the first galactic race to consider exploiting the weakness of humans. Thus they waited for the inevitable spark that would lead to all of human civilization to blood and war. 27 years after being recognized by the Council that sparked the Taraxi, waited so long for raged into an all-encompassing inferno that engulfed the entirety of the human race. The images that came out of the first week of conflict still haunt me. I don't know how a race can practice such death on its own people. There was no compassion, no honor, just the cold calculation of slaughter. When the human conflict was entering its twilight stages, the Taraxi struck. Millions of Taraxi troops and battleships poured into human-controlled territory. One by one their planets fell, and in the millions the humans died. The rest of the galaxy turned away. The humans were on the brink of annihilation, and no one wanted a part in that. Some even helped with the Taraxi invasion with provisions and weaponry in return for conquered human territory. The human race was at its end. However, instead of fading inelegantly into extinction, the humans did something incomprehensible. They united, years of animosity and hatred gone in mere weeks. People who not 3 months ago pledged to the slaughter of one another now greeted each other as brothers. The once unstoppable Taraxi advance grinded to a halt. After conquering almost 73% of human territory in 6 weeks, they now failed to push another light year after 8 months of conflict. The Taraxi has done something extremely dangerous. They had given humanity a common enemy. 2 years after the Taraxi-human conflict began, the unthinkable started to happen. The Taraxi were being pushed back. The Taraxi media claimed it to be a strategic move to cause huge human casualties. That may have been true. The humans might have been using enormous amounts of resources to gain back control of their territories. However, once recovered, it was never retaken. As explained to me by a colleague of mine, the humans would, as they say, simply dig in. An insane concept to simply sit on reconquered territory and let the Taraxi come to them, and come they did. The Taraxi battered the human lines again and again and again. Then just when it looked like the humans were content with the